Hey.
Hey. I don't know why it always does that. That's so wild.
I don't know either.
Move from scene.
What's up,
Hey,
everyone?
that's weird. Hope y'all are doing well.
How many lives did you lose, be honest?
A few. That was brutal. Where's our deal? Okay.
We didn't have a countdown today, which is kind of weird.
I know.
We couldn't figure out where it
was.
went, but
It was.
we do what we can.
I mean, call the team whatever you want. They're frustrating at times. They're annoying at times. They make you scream. They make you want to call for the season to end. But in the day, you got to call them a playoff team because that's what they are. And you find ways to win. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. We'll get into the frustrations on offense. Obviously, the defense, again, answers the bell. You continuously ask them to, over and over, get you stops, get you turnovers. Peyton Bowen again. The Bowen brothers, November for them has been just the most insane month, I think, any
right. No,
I mean, it'd be insane just for two players to have, but for two brothers.
Yes.
What an epic November for them, culminating in the ultimate win tonight. And not how you want to win all your games, but we'll get into it. T, what are your kind of thoughts just right now as you kind of soaking in and kind of getting over the win, I guess?
No, my thoughts are baby Smith just wanted one game. Just wanted one game where I didn't feel like I was going to go into labor in the game from all the stress. But, man, on the touchdown play with Satinga, I just couldn't believe it. Like, I couldn't even celebrate because I was just looking all over the field for a flag, or that I was looking for the refs to, pause the game because there was a timeout. And so I was like, I couldn't even celebrate. But then I was like, well, the refs they're running down the field. Like, they don't run like that when it's in a dead ball. And then like, once it was like the fireworks were going off, I was like, oh, okay. Like this is real. Like they actually just scored a touchdown. And then it was followed up by a huge return on the kickoff, which again brought me more stress. I went from like, wow, and we're back to stress. But man, definitely hard to kill. That's their motto, and they're going to stick to it. But man, can we like? Well, now it's just going to be that way here on out. But my goodness.
Well, I think the most encouraging thing is there's things that need fixing, but in order to fix them, you need time, and you bought yourself 3 weeks here where you can get a lot of people healthy. For those who know, Jaden Jackson's been sort of a shell of himself. He's been injured. Having him back, especially if you're going to play a team like Notre Dame, that I don't know why I'm hearing a lot of fans. Notre Dame is obviously if you get the G5 auto qualifier, that'd be the best. But Notre Dame for me is the one I want the most because they are a predominantly run team. Yeah, and we are going to be astronomically better than any defensive line they've ever seen. Getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but for me, you're going back to the Jaden Jackson thing. You're getting him back. You'll get R. Mason Thomas back. You'll get Gentry Williams back.
Hopefully, some alignment.
You're going to get all. Yeah, Mike Kula is going to be okay by then.
The running backs,
and I'm not sure what happened with him. I need to ask some people, but the running backs, you're hoping. You saw Jay Knott tonight. Should have gotten the handoff material. Ended up keeping it, but he came in, was able to give you a few snaps. So I got encouragement from that. And also frustration that we are in the position where you still are sending in guys that Blaylock had almost a mummy wrap on his shoulder when he went to the sideline. You could hear Chris Plank talking about it on the radio broadcast. But again, a lot of things you can say about it. We'll get into it in a sec. But I think overall, you're just breathing a sigh of relief, saying
yes.
And listen, I still have the BV haters to talk about. We're going to get to that. But at the end of the day, you're 10-2 against a schedule that I don't care if teams were worse or better than you thought they'd be.
People still thought we would go 6-6 at best again.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, you're 10-2 in the SEC. You're going to play in the playoff. You're going to host a playoff game more than likely. And I mean, it's an overall. No matter if you win or lose that game, this season's been a success. Now, for me to become obviously the next level, you're going to need your offense to play better, and you're going to need to win the playoff game. But it's a success. And BB solidified. There's no hot seat with him. There's no talk. There should be no talk at all about him losing his job. And you're going to be able to build off a young team. What a lot of people think are overlooking still is that it is a relatively young team that did this.
Right. Because even though we had a lot of guys announced on senior night, and I know like the football page put out the I don't know, the graphic that had all the seniors in it. Those aren't people that have to leave. they included those who could be eligible for the draft. That doesn't mean that they have to leave. And you're really hoping that OU can retain those players and bring them back. Now, again, like I think we have like a 99% chance going to the playoffs. So barring some very insane things that happen with what few games are left, OU's in the playoff. You definitely have to keep finding ways to win because duh. But the thing is, it's just you're going to be playing a lot better teams in Missouri and LSU. That's my fear. A lot better teams. Now, those teams, I mean, we have a good defense. We all know we have the defense that is able to win us these games or put us in a position to win. Tonight, if we don't have 2 turnovers, John Mateer really did save touchdowns on, or initially.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he threw them, but you get what I'm saying. He hustled. We give them a field goal and, well, the first one he saved ended up being a pick. But on 2 other turnovers, we give them a touchdown and a field goal. That's 10 points that your offense gives them.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have happened. So I'm going to go with my call that the defense giving up 3. I was correct on that on my pregame prediction. But it's just like offense just can't continue to put the defense in those positions because, again, they're potentially going to face offenses that are better than who we're playing.
Yep. Then that's what the worry is. You watched the Ohio State game today, and Ohio State they're very talented everywhere. They really are. And Michigan is a really good defense. It is one of the best we faced this year. They only scored 24 points. We scored what? They scored 27 Ohio State this morning. 29. I don't know. They beat them. They scored, I think it was 27-9 because we won 24-13. And like Michigan's a good defense, and they played at home. They played inspired. They got a turnover early, but Ohio State isn't a team that is okay. Ohio State isn't a team that is going to just blow the doors off of Oklahoma in terms of their offense against our defense. What will in the playoff and when you play these better teams is that they consistently will get points. Either it's field goals or what it may be, and then they have the guys to just get the explosive plays every now and then. Like Jeremiah Smith's just that good. He just beat their best corner, NFL guy. He just beats them and gets a touchdown. And that to me is the worry if you continue to have an offense that is going to be struggling like this. And where I think the biggest problem we have, at least in general, is our inability to it's like our mistakes aren't. I guess the best way I can analogize this is like in golf, right? When you have a miss that is just one way, you can plan for that. You can work. If you're overhooking, if you're hooking the ball, or you're fading it too much, you can do things that set you up for success off the tee or in approach shots, whatever it is. Oklahoma's mistakes are so sporadic and so they're expected, but like they come in a way that's just always different. It seems. You're finally getting momentum passing the ball. Giovanni Gibson has one, hits him in between the ones on a big third down, on a big play, and he drops it. He had a great – not that that's him. Mateer, he batted ball. You get an interception early. Look, great hustle to get there. He saved a touchdown by actually hustling and getting the tackle. We can't ignore that. It's not like every quarterback would just do whatever they can to make the play. And look what happens on the next one after that. You get the turnover. That's why you always hustle. But again, 2 turnovers. Has a horrible decision over the middle with throwing it again over the middle. He's got a horrible throw to Giovanni Gibson. That is if that's a back shoulder throw, you miss that high and outside. He throws it low and inside. It was just a bad throw. Those are the mistakes that you can't make against teams that are very talented offensively. Georgia would be a problem for us right now. They're very, very good. They are very disciplined in details, and they don't really make the huge mistake. And when you play teams that are like that, and they're just as talented as you, they have as many NFL guys on their side of the ball as your defense does, you're going to have problems. Again, we have a lot of OU fans, I think, over the last few weeks have fallen into a place not of complacency, but of not realizing that we have played very one-dimensional offenses that don't have a lot of ways to challenge us. Alabama openly doesn't try to run the football. They make themselves one-dimensional. We beat them. Missouri was a running-only team. We beat them. This team had 3 offensive linemen out playing a true freshman quarterback. And again, you saw how a rushing quarterback can cause problems for your defense. That's why Trinidad Chambliss was such a worry for me going into the Ole Miss game, which I talked about, by the way, week 1 of the season. Because when you have players like that, it creates so many issues that are just outside of the scheme of the defense. And so, for me, I'm encouraged because you're going to get a lot of time off, and we can get some comments here, and you're going to get to really take a break, let your bodies rest, and get more. Oh there we go. All right, T saw the battery. There we go. That happened once, but that is where I'm kind of at with the whole, or you're going to get a break. You're going to get some time to look at really what works and what doesn't. But at the end of the day, if you don't start getting more production from your offense, like this defense is unbelievable, you're not going to win many games. And you're going to struggle to beat Notre Dame because as much as I say that they aren't a team that I worry about in terms of, well, I shouldn't say worry about. As much as I say they are the team that I would pick outside of the G5 qualifier to play.
That's not to say they're not good.
That's not to say they're not good. They have and their offensive line is very big. They're good. They'll be one of the better O-lines we'll face all year. But the step up in competition they will have to face between what they're facing with Stanford and Rutgers and all these teams versus, for my money, the best defensive line in the country and a defensive line that's not only good but specializes in stopping the run. And we have a defensive coordinator that is an expert in the side of the ball and has really made us the best in that regard. Then that is why I would pick that matchup. But you aren't going to do much if you can't move the ball. If you continue to get 3 and outs and present no challenges to an offense. Just a stat here: John Mateer, 320 yards, I think, through the air. First 300-yard game since Illinois State.
So game one.
And then the fun fact from that is Illinois State was the first 300-yard game for a quarterback at Oklahoma since Jackson Arnold in the bowl game against Arizona when we had 6 turnovers and lost.
I think too. What also it's so frustrating is like we finally again we're putting, like you said, their turnovers, like just how they happen and when they happen. It's like you're finally getting some momentum. You're finally getting a little bit of a drive going. You're in a position where you can at least get a field goal given your kicker. Especially he would have been kicking with the wind.
Exactly.
With the wind.
The wind. By the way, the wind was big today. Wasn't it? If you weren't in the stadium, the wind was huge. Sorry, I didn't interrupt you. Just to your point.
And so what is it? It was like first play. It's like a first down plays. You throw 2 picks.
Yeah.
When it's just so frustrating because you're like, oh yes, finally we're getting something going. And then it's like, what the heck? Like, why can't we have nice things? Like, why can't we just finish it? Like, and that's where like my frustration comes from, because when you do play a Notre Dame or an Ohio State or anybody that's going to be in the playoff, you have to finish it. You can't just get there and be like, okay, good enough, or mess up. Like, and it kind of seems like OU, when we get to about midfield, we stall.
Yeah.
Like we stall out. And I don't know if that's just because we're just trying to get close enough to where take and kick a field goal, or if we just, I just don't know.
Oh, sorry. There's a couple just for the Oklahoma offense here, and again we can talk about defense. I think it goes without saying how good they were today. But with the Oklahoma offense here, this is where our first drives. We go interception to lead off the game. Again, batted ball. Again, John Mateer, great job hustling to get the tackle. Sometimes the passes get batted, and that happens.
And they happen to fly right where they do. At the end there, we had a batted ball, and it flies straight up, and it goes right back to the quarterback's hands instead of into us. And I'm like, why do our batted balls never come into our players' hands?
But we go from an interception, we go punt. We go 3 plays, 4 yards on the next drive. We go punt. We take those 2 drives, by the way, taking combined 2 minutes and 17 seconds. I left the Ardmore when the game started, and this was, I think, one of the longest first quarters in OU history. It was like 43 minutes or something like that.
It felt like
there was 5 possessions that took a combined like 5 minutes and 13 seconds of game time off the clock, which was great for me because I was trying to make the game, but was not great if you're trying to move the ball on offense. So you go from interception punt to finally getting a field goal.
And it was a great drive. Sorry.
To turnover on downs.
Just
turn it away whenever you want.
Sorry.
Good. Also, stop yawning. We're winning, celebrating a playoff game. You're acting like you're producing a baby.
Yeah, acting like I'm building a human.
You get a field goal, then you get a turnover on downs, then you go punt, interception, punt. And then, again, John Mateer, say what you want about him. Whenever you need plays or you need a game-winning drive for whatever reason, he's there to do it. And I don't care if it's a busted defense. I don't care about any of that.
Was he a theater kid?
He goes from all of that to
theatrics.
Touchdown, and then we go, obviously, punt again. And then you have the touchdown to Satania, busted coverage, wide open. But again, look at the throws he makes early in that drive. I don't know why that's not – this is what's so frustrating about our offense, because we have the players, we have the scheme to do it, and he makes the decisions at times to make our offense look really good. He gets it to Jaron Canick. The out route they run to Canick, where it's the 8-yard out, and then he just stops and cuts back in off the sideline, is always good for about 12 to 15 yards, and we run it maybe once or twice a game. Now, maybe that's John not throwing it there, or I don't know what it is, but that – for me, it's like that should be a consistent go-to. I mean, it's an easy throw for him. He trusts Canick. Canick's good with the ball in his hands. And it seems like we just struggle to repeat the easy things instead of when we always are stressing the middle throws, or we weren't recently, but we're finally getting back to it seems. And it was great to see him just take the matchup early and identify the weak point of the defense where he was going to be open off the snap and make a decisive throw. And obviously, the reason why you go no huddle or you do the tempo offense at the end of that fourth quarter is because you're hoping to catch them as we caught them. And you get a motion, you get Satania kind of running off of a cross, and they just bust the coverage, and he's wide open. And T and I, it was funny, like Satania was wide open, and he probably, I mean, I'm sure you were talking about it already, but I was trying to pull up our stats and stuff. But I just see him, and I'm like, he's open, please. And I usually, sometimes when they're that open, like a play is like, it happens sometimes because the safety sees the ball's already crossed the line of scrimmage, so he's coming down and like, he didn't care anymore. And and I looked down, I looked from Satania to John, and John just like releasing, and I was like, oh, please I was like, now just let it be a good catch, please. Because the wind was blowing like 20.
Yeah.
I mean,
the one was tough.
If it got caught up in the air at all, it would have been a problem. Also, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, please like the video. It helps us it helps us just share the podcast or the show. So please like it. It really helps out. We have, I think, a few likes on it right now, but we have quite a few people watching. So please throw a like on there. It really, really helps us out. Want to get through some comments here real quick.
I'm like seeing that ball in the air. I'm like, okay, Satanga, like don't catch it. Like don't think about running before you catch it. And like, don't let like what happened to the LSU player where it just bounces off your chest. Like just please. But even then, like once he caught it, he did that thing that X did against, who was it? Tennessee, where he was like looking toward the sideline to see if he could get down. I'm like, get in the end zone. Like just get in the end zone. Do not do this game again because they just don't. No.
Well, and I think,
which I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad they're like, no, dude, go score.
Yeah. Well, and I think so many people see now why it's important to save timeouts. I mean, LSU has to use 2 early timeouts in the fourth quarter with over 9 minutes left, and once it got below 2 minutes, there was some talk on the radio with Gabe and Plank and them about with Chris Plank and Roland about I guess they're just going to use this is going to be their final drive, and telling them like, I mean, when you got past the 2 minute mark with only one timeout, there's no coming back from it. You have to score there or it's a wrap, and that's why, man, saving those like we were able to do is massive.
I don't know why I'm yawning. I don't feel tired. I won't stop.
Brain needs oxygen. If you're watching on Twitter too, just throw a retweet out there or a comment in the Twitter comments. It also helps us. I'm shamelessly plugging and trying to get trying to spread it a little bit.
No,
it's fun to get more people in here.
I'm proud of our defense, and
absolutely.
I mean, man, like they are so good. And what's crazy is like when you're in the stadium, how loud it gets for the defense versus like the energy that we give the offense. It's so different, and I don't even say that's like it's not even our fault at this point. Like as fans, like it's just like you're sitting on pins and needles when you're watching the offense, so you're holding your breath, and it's like you want to cheer, but then we're afraid if we cheer too loud, we're going to cause our own offense to have a false start, and it's just you're just like, ugh.
Well, our offense is it's like an oxygen mask in a plane. It'll get you through it for the most part, but it's not going to sustain you. Like in emergencies, you might get a break every now and then, but it's not going to be what keeps you going or living. I mean, it seems like it is either busted play or 3 and out. It's either a 80-yard touchdown or busted defense,
which was what happened today.
And it's like it's eventually that's just not you. Well, I mean, we say it's not going to be there, and I don't think it will when you play teams that are more just complete and well coached, and they have confidence because they're in the playoff and they believe in themselves.
Well coached just being like a big that, one.
But well coached being a huge
you're
one.
Playing a team that doesn't have a coach right now, like a legit head coach.
Right? Yeah. Sorry, I know I said to go through some comments and I went on a tangent there. All right, did we go through?
No, we haven't really gone on any.
Okay, Stacy, what's up? Thank you as always being here. Boomer Sooner Team 131. The refs are an issue. Yes, they are an issue, and I don't mean to even try to
be dramatic.
T can vouch for me. If my brother-in-law was here, he could vouch for me too. I am not every call should be OU's kind of guy. Matter of fact, I argue with a lot of people about most of the time. I'm like, look, if that was going to be Oklahoma,
how would I feel if it was the other way?
Yeah, and T's pretty fair with that too. Now I have friends who aren't like that, but I'm not a guy that just to say like I'm not someone who's like, oh, this is so OU just has the worst calls. They've been bad for everybody, but there is a point where it's almost to the level of needing investigation as to how SEC refs who have to work years to get to the games that they're refereeing. You don't just get to sign up
You
and
don't
go to a
just sign up and
class
go,
and do
yeah.
this. You have to earn
Apparently,
the right.
they're acting
Maybe
like they are.
yeah, maybe we're wrong. Maybe Sankey's saving money on the refs and you can just sign. I don't know. But there is a problem with the inability for consistent play calls or just making the obvious one. When a guy is tackling your receiver before the ball gets there, by the way, last time I remember that happening in a similar situation was Derek Stingley Jr. whenever we played 2019 LSU in the playoff game against Jaden Hazelwood. Do I say we beat them if they call that? Probably not. Probably not going to beat the 2019 Joe Burrow LSU Tigers. It would have helped. It was 3rd and 18 whenever he threw it up to Jaden Hazelwood, who gets tackled by Derek Stingley Jr., number 24, true freshman that year. This is how insane that play was. It's burned into my mind. And all I hear about is, well, they should have made that, but that is the standout former first-round pick, future first-round pick, Derek Stingley Jr., just tight coverage there. He probably got there a little early. As Hazelwood's getting tackled to the ground and the ball is in the air and it hits him in the head after he's tackled.
Got there a little early.
And it happens again today, and I'm like, that is teach tape. That is what they're going to show you as your first day in refereeing class, whatever they call it. They're going to say, hey, guys, this is obvious pass interference. Now, they're never this easy. You'll never have to make a call this easy unless you're just lucky. And you're never going to miss a call that way unless you're just dumb.
Oh, we talk about the roughing the passer, too. What is he supposed to do in that situation? He was tackling him as he was throwing it. It wasn't like he threw it, and then 2 seconds later he hit him.
How is that any different than – by the way, I don't know how John got that pass off to Kanik, who caught it short of the first down late in the game. But Harold Perkins Jr. is tackling him as he's – it's the same exact thing. It's like they want us to whisper sweet nothings in their ears. We tackle – and we're not – it's football, dude. What are we doing?
I don't know. It's insane. And again, like we said, our inability for our defensive line to not get a holding. I just one. Give us one. Well, I think we did have – no, we had 2 called against us. But I don't know. It's insane. But let's go to more comments.
Yes, please. Sorry.
Stacey again. Get our team healthy. Scheme it well. Just win. Boomer. I can't. I have to use your mouse, I guess. Oh. Just win, baby. Defense wins championships. Yeah, but offense sells tickets. And you still got to score. But, I mean, they did it today. But
I'm going to go through.
Okay, thanks. But, no, we have the defense to win a championship. That's what we're saying. Our defense 100% can do it, but you have to also score points.
Right.
And unfortunately, we make that look really hard.
Yes.
When we have all, like we said, we have all the pieces. Now today, we had a different offensive line because apparently our center got hurt. So Weewoo was playing.
Babechi and Weewoo.
Shout out to you, dude. You had to go out and play center, a position you don't play, and you did it. We have 3 freshmen out there.
Yeah. Three freshmen technically. 2 are true freshmen.
Yes, 2 true freshmen. Yeah. Another redshirt freshman who didn't get a lot of playing time last year.
Yep.
And then a guy playing center never played. So it's like, yes, but we still have all the pieces. That's the thing with our offense. You make it look so much harder than it is, but you have the pieces and you have the talent. And a lot of times, to Arbuckle's credit, you have the right player scheme. We just don't find it, complete it, or I don't know.
And I think that's the frustrating thing. It's like, because go to this comment here, it's like materials at seeing the field, and Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner 131, I don't disagree. And it just goes back to the point we made where we're just sporadically, the mistakes are just they're so everywhere because he finally has a great read and it's a drop by Gibson. Or it's, I don't know, it's just a miscommunication here or there, or he doesn't trust his blocking. They give him a good pocket, which early in the game, and I thought overall today, now this doesn't mean it was good, but I think in comparison to the games in the past, overall today he was better with his feet. I thought he threw it. He took.
There were times I actually
decisions.
saw him, I feel like, step up in the pocket.
Yeah,
where I haven't seen him do that in a while.
Yes, I thought that he was better on that. Now, again, if you're listening, don't get tricked. I'm not saying he was good at it. I'm not saying he's where you want him to be, but I'm saying in comparison to those games we've seen the last few weeks, I thought he was better, noticeably better today. A lot of improvement he still needs to make. But to make improvement, like we said, you need time, and we've given ourselves plenty of time before the playoff. So that's encouraging and exciting at the same time.
More comments. Let's do
more
it.
More comments. Some seniors will come back. Absolutely. Stacey. Let's see. Would you think it would be better if we play in a New Year bowl game? We could play USC in a bowl. Listen, no, because it's not the playoff.
Yeah, I was confused. I'm like, wait.
In terms of just Schadenfreude, if they lost, yes, it'd be awesome to beat Lincoln Riley in a bowl game.
But we didn't lose.
And so we're going to be in the playoff. By the way, BV makes the playoff before Lincoln Riley. Got to love that. Again.
At the Mecca.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Us little poto down here.
Awesome.
Oh, there's Nate. Nate's comment. Down.
Where?
Down. Right there. Hey,
All the
friends.
material positivity. Yeah, lone wolf. We're going to get there. Hey, friends. Defense. The month of November is known as
Bowinber.
Bowinber. All right. I like that.
All right. Sorry, it took us a second.
I like that. Let's see. Michigan, South Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri, LSU. Nice revenge tour. Pretty good one. Beat all of them. Beat them the way that I think you kind of right up right now with how our offense is playing. So, T, you're good. Tweeting through the game shows some crazy stuff.
Yeah. I wasn't the only one. Look, y'all.
Nope.
And here's my thing. Could have deleted it, but I chose to make fun of myself instead.
I'm not sure you said no, that didn't happen. I don't know what you're referring to. I don't remember. Sorry. I'm looking at the comments late there.
Need to use Jaron and Caden more offensively.
I need to know where you got that hard to kill jersey. Hey, I'll try to get links if I can. There's a friend who makes those. There's a friend who makes those, and I'll see if he's okay with me sharing his link out for the hoodies. But let's see. Need to use Jaron and Kanik.
Jaron and
Caden.
That was kind of a tricky one.
Sorry, I don't know why I just don't read down here. I was reading in the comments where I have the hide symbol over it, and I was like, is he saying Jaron and Kanik? Like, why did he say his last name? It's Caden. Look, he did, and look, I know a lot of people are going to get mad at Caden Helms for dropping the pass. John Mateer.
It was a bullet.
That is, what are you doing? That's where it's hard for me because he is so talented in so many ways, and then those are the throws where you're like, what are you doing, dude? Like, why just dump it to him? You're just trying to get 3 yards for the first, and he almost breaks his shoulder. He throws it so hard. Now, obviously, in a perfect world, like Caden Helms, catch the ball, hit you in the hands, whatever. That's John. That's 85% John.
Also, too, part of that, I don't even know if Caden was like positioned correctly yet to like get the ball. Like, I don't think he had like turned, and then it's like a bullet straight to you, and you're like, oh, and yeah, I mean, it just. Man,
Corey, stay on the show. I'm gonna message my friend and see if he has a link for his store that they run, or if he has one ready yet. I heard a lot of running backs are injured, so the rest is needed. Yes, you're 100% right. And I don't even. You can try that. Bearnin, I don't know.
Something network.
Yeah, network. B network.
There's too many eyes.
Yes, you're exactly right.
A lot of vowels in there.
Halftime seemed like the longest halftime ever. Yes, it did.
Yes, it was.
Let's see. She's building a human. Yeah. Oh, no. I got you, Stacey. Honest question. Do you think it is a chance small school could give Buckle a head coaching job? No, not yet. And listen, I know that he has been – part of it is there are things schemed wide open, like the Caden Helms thing that we just talked about, and Mateer doesn't hit them. Or
Kanik was open on going across the middle, and he threw it behind him again.
I just think that there's still – I think there's definitely going to be adjustment to the SEC. I think some of the stuff that he likes – maybe doesn't fit in this league, and he's having to learn too. Don't forget, I brought it up last time. Lincoln Riley was a 6-year OC or in a 6-year coaching. No, I think offensive coordinator by the time he came to Norman. Arbuckle's in his 5th year, I think, total. So, I mean, it's still he's learning, and he's going up against the best defensive conference in the country. It's not going to look – it's going to take a second. And I think the same for John. I'm not someone who's given up on him yet. You're going to have drastic improvement, but Arbuckle's scheming things open. And we just they need to just execute.
And we're not giving up on it either because how many offensive coordinators do y'all want, people?
Yeah,
like I don't want a revolving door. Like I want some consistency. And if we get into it's the same with people that wanted Brent gone after year 1. It's like you have to give it some time for people to have a chance to be successful. Like Rome wasn't built in a day. That's just where I'm at.
And you don't want them walking on eggshells at all. Hard to kill, 10-2 Sooners. Yeah, absolutely. Bishop Franklin, good to see you again, man. Thanks for joining. He can't read simple second level. Yeah, he's struggling right now. But again, he made some throws late in the game that were solid. The misses, though, I think are just they're so obvious. It is Landry Jones-esque, I think, where sometimes he can have such bad misses that it takes away. But then again, he does the pass to Burks who gets a touchdown. More Burks there, I think, but. The pass to Tanya to
Burks
see it and
looked
score
very fast. It was his first touchdown since Michigan too.
Good, that's a good point. Yeah. Awesome. Hopefully, we learned that tempo is and Kanik is good. Yes, and I think they do better with tempo because they're
What's
not.
What's so weird with me with Kanik is we went to him consistently. at the beginning of the year, and it's just like we stopped. And it's like, but for why? Like he's still open. But it's just I don't know. Just again, it goes back to that vision thing.
Steve Rello, member, thanks, man. Boomer, only 1626 begins this time. Who cares? We won the sinking game. What's that referring to? You remember? Steve, if you're still listening, tell us what you're referring to. I can't recall the 1626 begins this time.
Was he just late? He was at our 16. I don't know.
Right. We really hope this time. Yeah, sorry about that. We got quiet.
Really, really hope Ben Arbuckle and John Mateer figure out some things out the next few weeks. Yeah, us too.
Yeah, trust me, I do too. I think just simple. Yeah, and probably going to be more of the same, but at least biggest thing is just health for the players. In the playoff, we have to be all in. Boomer, says Bishop Franklin. You're 100% right. James, Sooner fan, thank you for reposting the stream. I really appreciate it. You should shamelessly plug, Chad. Let's get down. We got two more. Sorry from skipping. Bama's up 17-0. Yeah, that's not going to be a game. I don't know why the whole Auburn and Bama, that was going to be a blowout, I thought the whole time. But
it's because that stadium's weird. Auburn.
Okie Britt says, it is incredible what the depth of our defense has allowed us to accomplish. The depth helped when we just couldn't sustain drives week after week, helped avoid the defense getting gassed. You're 100% right. It is the biggest reason why we are 10-2 right now, by far, bar none. Why does it look like our offense says Jesse Browning again?
It's played on hard mode.
It's played on hard mode. Nothing is easy. Meanwhile, I'm watching offense light up people.
We agree.
Yeah.
And that's one thing we'll talk about. Like, we'll be watching other games. Is like, why? Like we said, Arkansas's backup was slicing up Texas. And you're like, why does it look easy for everybody else, but we make it look like we're going through quicksand, or just that we just can't find it? It doesn't make sense, because I know we have the players. I know we have better players than some of the offenses I'm watching.
Yeah.
So why is it not clicking? I don't know.
And it's very difficult when you can't run the ball. And I think the running backs we have are just so beat up. They're just not, they're shells of, that's too drastic, but they're might be 30% of what they usually are healthy. X-Rob he was on the sideline again, getting taped up and his knees banged up. And Blaylock Plank's talking about how much tape he has on his other shoulder. And when you can't run the ball, it kills you. 74 rush yards, I think, today. It's just killer, especially whenever you don't have a quarterback that has, I think, confidence in his reads right now and sees it well. And people don't need to forget this. I know that he threw 3 picks. That's never good. He did go up probably against the best secondary we've faced all year. They have Mansour Delaney, who's going to be who's going to win the Jim Thorpe. He's going to be a top 5 pick in the country, number 4 of the corner. They have 2 other All-American type safety. They are very, very good on the back end. They have a really good defense. But at the same time, you don't want to make some of those same calls. And that makes everything harder. You look at how Texas beat A&M.
I'm just going to pause for a second. So we have almost 800 viewers, whether you're watching from X or Facebook or on YouTube. If you're not watching anywhere other than YouTube, please jump over onto our YouTube channel, the Oklahoma at the Voice of College Football, and join the live chat. We got lots of people here. We have Bishop, we have Stacy, we have Steve, we have Thunder Up James, we have, I don't know, lots of other people. But there's lots of people here that you can interact with, and we can build a community here. Also, you can go ahead and like the video, or not, I guess. But liking really helps us out. You can share the video as well. You can follow us and subscribe to our channel. If you want to listen to a bunch of bandwagon fans, you can listen to us, I guess. Sorry. Still annoyed about that. But anyways, and then if you have not already subscribed to our channel, you can also become a member if you already have subscribed for as low as $2.99 a month, as well as you can check out a merch store at vocfb.com/shop. And so we have some Xenozone stuff. So I haven't checked to see how Xeno was doing so far. So if you're new here, we do have a little dog, and he does make picks every week, but I don't know how he's doing.
Pretty sweet. I think he's probably doing well. He does pretty well all the time. Crew Jones just committed. That's big.
Nice.
Let's get on that. People are saying.
Also, this time last year, we were very upset in a New York City hotel room after losing to LSU.
God, goodness, were we? We had to walk back in weather this cold in the middle of New York City.
It was colder.
It was cold.
It was way colder. I had to have a huge coat on. And we were at the OU Club of New York watch party, which was amazing, by the way. And apparently I'm supposed to give a shout out to the Savage family, who was also there.
Shout out Savages.
Shout out to the Savages. And shout out to the OU Club of New York. So if you're ever in New York City and it's during a game week, you should really go check out a game there at Haswell Greens. It was really, really fun. And they do a really good job there. Anyways, we digress.
Crew Jones is committed. Boom. Let's see. I asked because AD might be something special and Airbuckle to offer a head coaching job.
I don't think anybody would offer him maybe this early, but I mean, it could be wrong.
It's just you have to. It's the money aspect of it too. He has the. I just don't think they'd offer him right now.
Right, he's going to make more here as an OC than he would at a smaller school as a head coach.
I feel so bad when I'm looking at this because I look like I'm dismissing your comment. I swear, people, I'm not. I'm trying to just go make sure I'm going through this too. Someone said facts, T. That's why I brought it up. Use tight end position more. Those two are athletic tight ends. Listen, you're not. Caden Helms, I think, is going to be a heck of a player if he can get. And again, if he's healthy and just can get a full off season of working out. He needs to probably. You want to add about maybe 15 pounds on him if you can of muscle because he's not. I mean, he would like to be a little bigger, but athletically, he's got it, man. And Kanik, obviously, everyone knows Kanik. OL will get healthy before the playoffs. We have a chance, 100% right. I want literally X-Rob and Blaylock to be laying in like chairs, just resting every part of their body for the next 3 weeks. Obviously, maybe give them some tomato cans to curl so they don't atrophy too much. But I don't want them expending any energy. Give them healthy. Get them healthy.
That's the same with the offensive line. Like you've been saying that for weeks though. Like, stop going so hard in practice. We're getting hurt in practice. He's like, put them in green shirts and do walkthroughs with them for all we cared. Like the biggest part is just having them healthy, having them out there because on the sidelines they do you no good. And I mean, I want to shout out to the freshmen out there though, and Fabechi. Like they're working their tails off, and
think how much better they're going to be next year with the full off season. Get more strength, lose some of the.
They could be like that Texas O line from last year that plays what.
They had like 80 starts together or something.
80 starts together, that'd be fantastic.
And they were one of the best O lines out there.
There you go.
All right, so we're through most of the all the comments. We'll go back and look at a few more. By the way, again, if you're watching on YouTube, please like the video. I know T just mentioned it, but it really does help us out. Please like the video.
Yeah, because now we're inching closer to
1,000, which would be cool.
Yeah, 900.
And
Chad, little
repost the stream if you're watching on Twitter, please. It really, really helps us out. Want to just go through a couple things here that I thought were interesting. Both teams had a total of 15 drives. Both teams had 3 scoring drives, so both were 20%. We started on our average starting position was our own 30, and theirs was their own 34. Average third down distance to gain, and this is where you're going to have to get a lot better if you're going to actually make a run in the playoff. We had to average. Our average was 3rd and 9, basically 3rd and 8.9. Part of that is because you've got to stop having first down false starts, especially at home. What are we doing? I just that is what I don't understand. And again, I'm not an O lineman. I'm interested to hear what Gabe has to say about that. But we use a slap. We do the clap count. Like, there's no, like, hut false start that they should do. Like, just wait till the clap's there.
Hut false start.
It's shocking to me. But I know what happens. They're human. It's still just frustrating as hell.
It seems that we had a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Kendall Daniel led us with tackles, 7 total tackles, 5 solo. Owen Heineke had 7 again. Peyton Bowen, I think, has got to be your MVP of the game.
That would be mine.
Yeah, I think he's got to be. Had 6 tackles. Obviously, the huge interception. The athleticism for him to play defense on Van Buren and then also be athletic enough to back up and get the – and I think, again, I had to watch the replay.
What's even better is that would have been a Bauer Sharp touchdown.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the fact it did not end up in that – thank heavens.
God, could you imagine if he caught a touchdown right in front of the students? Would that be in front of the student section? Right in front of the student section? Goodness. Kip Lewis, I got to say, if you didn't hear his interview after the game, go back and listen to it if you can on whatever app they do. They have those on. He had one of the best.
Someone mentions that we would likely go to the shoe. Well, because then those go to bowl games.
No, he said I will most likely head to the shoe. They're neutral site games.
Yeah, after the first round. So I was saying it's after the neutral. We would play potentially Ohio State on.
Thanks for the comment, bro.
On a neutral site at a bowl game.
Yeah, they go to the Kip Lewis though, a day one guy with Venables, loved him. Was his linebacker coach when he first got here, and hearing Kip talk about BV and how I think they're more happy for BV than they are even themselves.
Yeah,
and the love they have for that guy. You can tell how much I love them.
Right,
and just because he got. To face it like he did every day when he first got to Oklahoma, the expectations stayed the same, and then to have the 10-3 year, and then to face it like he did last year, and to fight through all that, I think the team really took a lot of just look, man. You have your chest out and you take the criticism, you take the heat, because man, David Mamet, one of the great playwrights in America, wrote a book about 65 pages called 3 Uses of the Knife. And it's about how you use a knife in a play and whatever. I've watched 3 plays in my life, but it's a really good book on how to use on how
careful how you word
drama
this. Okay.
on how drama and how you add tension to whatever. And his big point is, and he has on all of his plays, he's like, really what gives you value in life or what gives you joy aren't the easy stuff. And he makes it the point of like, and he uses, funny enough, football. And he says, like, the games you always remember aren't the ones that you win, like 56-0. It's the ones where you struggled and maybe you were down and you have an even worse play at the end and you think there's no chance. And then you come back and somehow win. Those are the legendary games.
Like I said, anything worth having in life is worth struggling for, worth fighting for. But I think I was going blank. I was mentioning like Brent Venables, how much you can tell you love this team. Like people that are on the sidelines and on the game and at the games, like you hear like just how much the players come up to Brent Venables, give him hugs, like, we got you, coach, or we're never gonna let you down, coach, or we're hard to kill, coach. Like, and all that stuff that it's just so genuine. And you can tell they want to win for this man. And as I've played for coaches that I genuinely want to win for, and I've played for coaches that, I mean, I still want to win because I'm competitive, but like I wasn't motivated to play for, if that's a good way to put it. Like I had coaches that I was motivated, that I would go to the ends of the earth for. Shout out to my high school coach, Toby Todd. And then I've had other coaches that I won't name names that I had less, I wasn't as motivated to play for them. And so you can just see that they want this, again, like you said, not only for themselves, but for Brent Venables. I mean, you see the tweets, like Grayson Holton saying, I'm always in the A gap for Coach V. And then like, I'm always ready to, fight for Coach B. Like Coach V, like you just see that and man, you just really want it for them. And like we talk about every time Brent Venables does a press conference, we're like, we just like this dude. Like we want nothing. We want success for him. Like, come on, guys. Like, so I'm really happy that, they're going to be making a playoff.
Yeah. And I think it just, we kind of talked mostly about, I think most of the things we want to talk about. I'm interested to see what and I didn't have time to do this before the show, but I want to see what our second down plays are through the first few drives. Because for whatever reason, it seems like we just either get negative play or no yards on our second down plays. And it's so frustrating. UCLA up 10-7 on USC at halftime. Wow. That would be awesome. Okie Sooner asked a good question. Do you think Notre Dame will jump OU in the CFP rankings? Notre Dame plays Stanford tonight. I don't know if you saw the video of that field, but it is in a blizzard. I don't know if there'll be any fans. It's under like I shouldn't say feet. Inches of snow. You couldn't even see
for Oklahoma standards. That's feet of snow.
So it depends. I think that people get what Notre Dame is playing. I thought if they were going to jump, it'd be after the 70-0 shellacking last week, but they just played a really bad team. At the end of the day, Oklahoma beat LSU. They beat most top ranked wins, multiple top 10 teams. It is a record that you just really can't fault Oklahoma for. And although they do have a side of the ball that might not be, that is not up to the standard and is playing and is sort of a barnacle on the ship of Oklahoma, or a piece of kelp, I guess, whenever you're doing – you ever seen speed racing or the sail races? So on sail racing, it's interesting. I remember we watched this randomly on ESPN one year. Whenever kelp gets on the side of a boat, whenever you're doing the races, and I wish I knew what the name of the race was, but it's where they have the two long boats and they have the huge sail. Maybe it's just sail racing. I don't know. Sailboat racing. But whenever there's something stuck on the side of the boat, you can't just stick your oar into the water because it creates drag with the oar, so it slows you down. You have to stick the oar in front of the boat and let the water take it, and you have to just scrape by the boat so that it doesn't slow down the boat. Our offense right now is like a whale attached to our boat.
Sorry, I was having to fix our groceries. We want food this week.
Our offense right now is not even like a piece of kelp. It's a whale attached to the side of our boat. And as good and as fast and as good as we are as a boat, it is going to hurt us when we race another boat, aka a team that can compete with us in terms of talent on the other side of the ball. So I am hoping they find something to go with this team.
But his thing is, we've been saying that
for
so many weeks.
Yep.
And again, like it's what's so frustrating is we get the glimpses of it. People can get mad that I said things about the offense, but literally everyone on X did. So I guess be mad at everybody. And my thing is like, yes, but I'm sorry I have eyes. Yeah, no. Like, is it dogging or is it reporting? Like you couldn't get 1 yard, or like I'm tired of hearing 3rd and 6. Like it just. I get frustrated because, again, like we said last year, we didn't even have the pieces to the puzzle. Yep. So how can you put together the puzzle if you don't have the pieces? This year we have all the pieces. The pieces we're not – I don't know if we're trying to make the pieces fit in places that don't fit or what's going on, but you have the talent. It just – I don't know. I don't know. This is so true. A wife job's never ends, never.
Wife job.
On top of building a human.
Never.
I'm out here trying to get us fed for the week.
Please offer Arbuckle a job. We won't care.
Listen, I will care. I will care personally.
Yeah, you don't want to.
I don't want a fifth coordinator in 5 years.
Right, you're just restarting an entire. It's restarting everything, and you just don't need to do it. Think of the worst program franchises in professional sports is the ones that switch coaches every 2 years and are always firing this guy, firing that guy.
Like the Cleveland Browns?
Exactly what I was thinking of. You need, or they don't realize their quarterback's hurt and they get rid of him and try to get a guy that likes massage us a little bit. Allegedly. Just massage.
Allegedly. My thing, too, is like with their offense, and I was finally one. You can look back on tweets. I've never been a put Hawkins in person, but today was the first day I was like, you know what? Maybe put him in. Or I did say put him in. I was like, because this is not going well. And that's on me. But at the same time, we needed a spark. We needed something to happen. And now, all credit to John Mateer. Like you said, he somehow made the plays at the end of the game to get us back in it. But my Atlanta.
Yeah. Such a funny way to put it. You're right. Like, dude, you don't have to do all that.
Like why do we have to get to that point? I'm so why as our offense do we have to get to the point of despair for you to be like, oh, we're gonna play now. Oh, I'm gonna make this pass now. Like, goodness, like just do it early. So if you would have scored 17 points in the first quarter, I'd be like, great, chilling. Baby Smith and I are gonna chill. We're gonna have fun. But instead, I'm sitting there like, I need my water. I need to sit down. I need to stand up. I need to yell. I need to bounce. Like, I feel like that dog meme. I'm alive. I'm dead. I'm looking at you.
Yeah,
that's what I feel like. And man, and it just, I don't know. But yeah, I did say that today. I guess apparently it's bad that I said to put Hawkins in. I wasn't the only one.
Well, you're not. And I get where the fan or just people want to. And I was sitting there, I think I texted Tina, I was like, look, you might have to think of doing something if it's going to continue like this. I mean, the dude, some of the mistakes he was making were so bad. Like I can't get over if you throw it over the middle sometimes, it's good. You just have to be so precise on that throw. It'll get picked and you shouldn't. But the throw that I was really upset the most about was the back shoulder. Giovanni Gibson is a massive receiver. He's physical. The whole point of throwing that to him is to get him elevated and be a better athlete and just out physical the corner on him. And to throw it low and inside, it's like I just don't get that miss. That should never. Like you pointed out when I got to that was field goal range. In a game in which it felt like when they got up 10-3, the season was over. Because I'm thinking we're not scoring.
Which is where my brain went, and I was very sad and angry. I was going through all the emotions.
I looked at T whenever we got the ball, the defense gets a stop, and I'm like, is it sad that like I have no confidence at all they're about to actually score here? Granted, they did. I think that was that drive. I think they did because maybe it's the one before where they didn't score. I don't know.
No, it didn't happen right after that because you would have looked at me and said I was wrong.
That's right. That's true.
No, yeah, because you would have made a comment after that.
Like, well, there we go.
Yeah, see, yeah.
But that's where it is. It's with the offense that I hate that they keep. I don't hate to keep pulling off. I want them to win. I just don't. You cannot continue doing this and being on live support like that.
It's reporting and venting. They can kick rocks. Period.
Right.
Also, too, if you listen to any other podcast from people who actually have like legit access into things, they say some things that are even more intense than we are.
At the end of the day,
we're human.
Job, yeah. At the end of the day, like your job is to report and to give, especially if you're someone who is like you're saying the media access people, but like their job is to give their opinions on things, and they don't. And I go back to every time I start feeling bad, I'm like, these kids make hundreds of thousands, not all of them, at least tens of thousands of dollars for all of them. Some make hundreds of thousands. John Mateer makes millions. You can handle Chad Smith's criticism in a post-game podcast, and if you can't. We don't. You got way bigger issues.
Way bigger issues than
my
me.
Goodness, dude. So that's where
that's my thing. Like I started looking. I was like, should I delete some things because like I don't want some people to see them. I go, but like I made fun of myself and I straight up said I was emotional.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. I think we are fans of the team. Like,
yeah, we're fans.
Even if I was writing, I mean, at some point, like if you were writers for the team, we got to ask questions. At some point, man, like there is.
And I've heard the writers asking for people's jobs. They want people cut. They want people's jobs, and we've never done even that.
Yeah, no, the game is so hard. Like there's so much more that goes into just. And my dad, like I always point out, was a coach for 30 years at every level but NFL, and I know how much it can be. Like you can have the perfect calls, the perfect everything, and it's just the players not executing.
Execute it.
But I also know whenever you do have the players and you don't have the calls, like it gets difficult.
Like going deep on a 3rd and 2.
That makes it difficult. But at the end of the day, I think you got to be really just so encouraged by the team. You're happy. Look, you're in the playoff.
Right. Like I'm thrilled that I was wrong. 100%, like we've mentioned all the time, if we're wrong, we will be thrilled to admit we're wrong. And So I was happy. I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a joke at myself, say, I was wrong, guys. Put us back in. Pregnancy hormones, my bad. Like, forgive me. And, bandwagon fan, I'm like, I am 6 months pregnant. I'm standing up the whole game. I'm yelling. My feet are getting swollen. I'm getting hoarse. I'm jumping up and down. People around me are sitting down during like the hype stuff. I'm still trying to get into the game. So on all of you,
hey,
call me that.
Speaking of her getting hype, I want to shout out to what is this stand for? I want to shout out to my mom. I sat by her for a quarter, which I never get to do because usually my dad is sitting by her. But I had to show up late, and we had an extra ticket. So my friend Junior, shout out to him, was sitting by Tierney, and then my brother-in-law, shout out Derek, by the way, also. And I got to sit by my mom. My mom's sitting there. You would think she's BV getting the sidelines. She's coaching. She's yelling. She's saying, offense, we got to do something. She's like, let's go. She yells.
And Kim is pretty
my mom.
She's pretty tame during games. She doesn't normally yell.
And I'm like, Mom,
they got her yelling.
And I was like, okay, Mom. And it's cold, man. She's fighting, but she wants it. Grit.
She wants it.
She wants a W. And it was awesome to see. So shout out, Mom. Hopefully you're driving home safely.
No. And I don't know. I think it's just more so. Now it's gonna sound like weird, but because of like the follower count and like the big like people want to come at me. I'm like, go at other people. It wasn't just me.
No.
And again, while many of you are probably sitting in the warmth of your own home, I'm out here. Okay, I'm out here.
It is such Okie Britt says again, it is such an unsettling feeling to actually firstly cringe when the offense steps on the field. True. And secondly, not believe we can score. Very true as well. As an OU fan, that is still foreign territory, even with the last season lesson, or even with last season.
I've never missed Jeff Lebby. Jeff sweeps more.
Kenny sweeps more.
Jeff Lebby, that's what he meant.
And this isn't.
But that's the thing, but like the last two games, the defense has been on the field first, and it gets hype when they step on that field. We're so excited to watch the defense, rightfully so. They've earned that. And then when our offense steps on the field, it's like, okay, here we go. Like, come on, guys. Like, I want to cheer, but like, I also can't breathe right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just,
And I don't want OU fans. This is where and I'm not saying you're saying this, Okie Britt, but these are like the little things that I always am like, it's just foreign territory, even with the last season. It should be foreign territory. This is not what OU's off. This is not what Brent Venables has in mind when he says this is the OU football team I want. He does not want to have the best defense in the country with an offense that makes you cringe.
He straight up said in his press conference, like, we definitely had moments that were not good enough.
No. So this is foreign territory. And the fact of the matter is, it better be far foreign territory by next year, because you're going to have a lot of talented players back. And if you are, you should be way better next year. And it should be not even of mind in 2 years from now if you're Ben Arbuckle, because then you can start talking about actual problems. If he's 3 years in and you haven't seen improvement. And that would be a problem. But this should be foreign territory. And I think it is. There's still something, and I hate to say it. I know that I hate it because it's unquantifiable and it's not really there's no real back and forth you can have because there's no argument in it. But there is just something about John that I feel like he won't make the play, but then at the same time, there's something about him where it's just like something goes his way in like those moments. You look at all the games in which he's had to have the throw.
You had to have it.
Or even like the Tennessee game. We've struggled. We ran the ball better that game, and then all of nowhere they bust a defensive possession, and X-Rob can go down early. It's one of those things where it's weird that happens, but we need that to happen while we're already scoring some touchdowns early in the game, and not like you're saying.
It's like, why does it have to get to do or die? Like, can we just do?
Yeah, can
we just do it?
It's like we don't have to punish ourselves over and over like a Horcrux and kill them all until we can finally live. I don't know. It's just we can just do it at the beginning, hopefully.
Oh man. John Mateer said Skip Lewis called him out before the fourth quarter and told John he had to.
I'm so glad you brought this up. Yeah.
Will them to victory.
Boomer Center,
he hit me in the chest and said, "You got to do it." When Kip says something, you listen.
Well, Kip said too in his postgame interview they were doing their postgame show with Teddy. Chris Plank was asking, "Hey, how does your team continue to go out there whenever your offense is struggling like this?" And Kip's it was almost like what do you mean? Our job is to play defense.
This is our job.
Like I don't care if we go out there if they're 3-0 every time, but you ain't our job. Like
our job
we're
is to make
prideful.
Them go 3-0.
It's like our job is you're not gonna score on us. Like obviously teams do, but it was such that didn't even cross our mind to get mad and it wasn't like, and then he's like, we have faith in our offense that they're going to make the plays when they have to, and they're going to go get a touchdown. And he's like, look, they did it again tonight. They do it. And so I do think there is a belief that they can win these games
Which they can.
Which they can. I just think that, like we've all said, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but they just got to be consistent earlier on, because they're going to they're putting themselves in issues and predicaments that when you play really, really good teams, you aren't going to be able to beat them if you keep playing like this. And obviously they know that. They get paid millions of dollars to know that. The coaches get paid millions of dollars to fix that and find other ways to win games. But at the end of the day, you won. Winning fixes everything at the end of the day. And sorry about that. Someone said here, just wanted to go to a few. Hard to kill, absolutely. Shout out the shirt. National Championship contender 2026. We're going to be really good next year. However, I don't want people to just write off this year. Do I think that we're the favorited? No.
Do I think this year? Because I think technically it would fall into 2026. A lot of the playoffs if we won the first round.
Okay, maybe you did. But if you didn't.
But even if you didn't, his next point is don't write off.
Yeah. Listen, as good as I think we're going to be next year, and we'll be, if not, we'll be ranked in the top 3, I'm sure, starting the season, because we're going to have a ton of people back. The playoffs aren't guaranteed. There are very good teams that don't make it every year because either it's matchups, it's either when you lost, how you lost, a la Texas, or there's a lot of things that go into it. I don't want us to just waste a year in the playoffs by saying like, hey, we're going to be good next year, so what happens this year doesn't matter, or it isn't going to affect us. And I'm not saying, Craig, that you were saying that either, but Brady Robb says, should we look at the handicap that is conservative football? Arbuckle doesn't call offense the same as he did at Wazoo. Our one wide open play came from tempo. They ranked 22nd in tempo at Wazoo. Defenses can't think fast when you're moving that fast. Yes, I think that is a big – but I think that tempo definitely works, and I think that they want to move fast when they can. I think one issue that you have, whenever you talk about tempo, is remember what BV came into with Jeff Lebby. He had a defense that was solid. It wasn't obviously nearly as good as it is this year, but the defense that first year was pretty good for what he had considering, especially the second year. Let's go to the second year, even the year we beat Texas, the 10-3 year. The one thing that everyone complained about, and that BV even complained about a lot, was how quickly sometimes the offense would get off the field, and there would be no time taken away because Lebby was, I want 90-plus plays a game. And just for comparison, I think tonight we had total plays was, I think, 50, we had 66 plays a day. Lebby was getting like 85-plus every single game.
Wow.
Because he wanted to snap the ball within 5 seconds of lining up on the line. There was multiple times you'd have 40 seconds or 35-plus seconds left on the play clock. And especially early in BV's career when he didn't have the depth, 2 years ago, he would mention it. He was like, it kills us because if we have a big stop on a drive and you go 3 and out, we're right back out over and over. So I think BV is really not shunning away, but he's very particular on, and I think he kind of, as a culture, wants to kind of have an environment where you aren't just having to push the ball down or be so quick because it can risk the conditioning issue. But the last point, I also think that there is sometimes when BV in games like this, when he sees how good his defense is playing and that the offense for LSU was struggling to move the ball, a lot of people got mad we didn't go for that 4th and 1, and I can't remember. I think it was the second half, but Arbuckle wanted to.
The first time, I don't know if I was happy.
Yeah, well, Arbuckle wanted to. And it looks like, from what Plank said, and again, he's kind of reading through the tea leaves too, but it looks like BV ran over and said, no, like, we're not doing that. We're going to punt the ball, hopefully flip the field with how good our defense is playing. I think a lot goes into that in these kind of games. I think in a game in which if we had
gotten the first 4th and 1, sure.
Right, yeah. But when we
did it.
They didn't even get close, did they? I mean,
no.
Not even. I was listening to the radio, but you were. Yeah. What is it? A handoff to X-Rob?
Don't ask me the exact play.
I think it was a handoff to X-Rob, and it wasn't even close. There's a lot that goes into just the tempo stuff that I think BV kind of worries about a little bit. Emmett Jones, hardest schedule in the country, huh? That's what they said. Absolutely. Again, at the end of the day, it was to go 10-2 with the schedule we had. I don't care about. People are going to say, well, look, they weren't that good. What I think someone asked a question here and it said sorry.
I was trying to see, but I didn't see what he was talking about. It said sorry if you've already given your thoughts on it, but I didn't know what it was.
Yeah. Okay, Brett, if you want to comment again, we just didn't see the rest of your post there. We can get to the semifinals and we can get hot on offense like Ohio State last year. Yes. And again, it's not like Ohio State was just what they were really good at was getting the ball to their playmakers. Now, they had extremely good playmakers, no doubt. And listen, we don't have the receiving core Ohio State has. But we have ways in which we can hurt off defenses too. We just have to be consistent. It starts with John Mateer. He's got to make good decisions. I think he can. I think he's better when he's going quick because he's not thinking,
Right.
and he's more of a he's just
again
reacting.
That goes back to like this is our frustration with the offense. We think they can, we know they can, like we know that what they're capable of, and we see all the talent. But like, where's the consistency? Or like, why is it so flat? Like today, it was so flat coming out. Like this is again every game is the biggest game of your career. But this is like a game that gets you in or keeps you out of the college football playoff. It's senior night. There's so much at stake, and it just was like. And I don't understand that. Like I don't understand how it's like that. And I mean, that was like where the frustrations lied. It wasn't just me. It wasn't just Chad. It was everyone's like, what are we doing?
Right.
Like, why are we making this so difficult? Like, it shouldn't be this way. And
no, it's like, guys, we don't have to do this.
Right.
I mean, we really don't. Before we wrap up, let's get some thoughts on the playoff real quick. And if y'all have any more questions, please throw them in there. We love the chat. It helps a lot.
We believe in our offense. We believe if we get them healthy, we have the pieces.
I can't bring that up, but that's hilarious.
Oh.
William Johnson. I am trying to get my friend. He's making a couple. I'm just seeing if we can get a link to his store, and we'll try to get it out if I can. He hadn't been able to message me back, but
I was saying that like we're hoping this next 3 weeks for Oklahoma, it's time for offensively, like the offensive line to get healthy, for to get back some defensive players like our Mason Thomas, and hopefully this will be. Oh. Brent Venables is the only Sooners coach to ever beat LSU in a regular season. And
thank you, Boomer Sooners.
We get healthy and have things click, and you really can get on a heater and just continue winning games, however it is that you need to win them. I'll deal with the stress, but it doesn't have to be. That's the thing. It just doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
It just,
I'm trying to find Hawkins' dad's tweet. I haven't seen it. BV was asked if he considered putting Hawkins in. I'm not sure his answer here, but I don't know if they really thought they. Let's see. At some point, there's a lot of people talking about it.
I know the mom put like a yawn. She put like a yawning emoji.
Let's see here. I'm trying to still look. I can't find it yet. T, you want to look for it? I'm not sure.
Like, did Stacy send that? Stacy.
No,
send us the tweet. Yeah, it was Stacy.
It was the okay.
No, it was her. She said after the tweet. Send us the tweet. Send me the tweet. DM me the tweet.
Well, I thought Okie Britt said something. Oh yeah, they both. Oh, Stacy's. I think replying maybe to Okie Britt's comment. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, and to be fair, Sooner Mike, I don't think that's a crazy take. I mean, this team is winning in spite of Mateer. Sorry, he ain't it. Look, he does.
Oh.
I do think he does. He's making mistakes. Obviously, there's no doubt. Real quick, Brent Venables says Jake Mikula spent multiple days in the hospital with an infection, probably staph, maybe. Scary situation. He says Mikula is doing much better now. Applauds for Betchy Wee-Woo for stepping in at center. I wonder if golly, this is not. I probably shouldn't speculate. I'm guessing. It's speculation. I do not know. I wonder if it was staph or something. Remember, Austin Stogner almost died. Remember that? He got he got a staph infection randomly, and it almost killed him. He barely made it to the hospital. From what Brandon Drum had a good interview with him the South Carolina week. That was insane. So maybe that was it. Obviously, hopefully not, because I don't know how long that takes to get over. But assumingly, from what the reports are,
asked he never considered changing quarterbacks during games. Like, I believe in John.
But Sooner Mike, you said this team is winning in spite of Mateer. Sorry, I don't blame you for that kind of notion or opinion.
Stacey. Here she is.
There is a lot of times where John does do a lot that is so negative for the team.
Yep. 6:30. If Mike or Jackson play like that, what would happen? Money and politics.
Yeah, I think
and someone said let him walk. Bentley be the next quarterback after Mateer. He said, "Ha. We will see."
See, people, I don't get the Bentley will be the next. Don't go at people's parents on. That's just weird. Michael Hawkins is a good.
But then he says, someone said Mateer sucks. Doesn't change what's behind him. He said, "Cap, it's called a pretending Mike is 3 times better."
Okay, well, listen, I don't know. If he's 3 times better, it's hard for me to believe. Coaches don't get paid to not play their best players. They lose jobs not doing it. For me, it's a whole – there is some politics to it. They did pay him a lot. They want him to play, sure. But at some point, I think if they're wanting to win a national championship this year –
and they truly believe that
Hawkins is better, they would put him in. That's just all it is. Brent Venables is not going to sit here and say, I don't want to win I'm not going to win a natty and play the worst quarterback because we paid him money. He doesn't – obviously, or they could be playing Jay Knott. I mean, if they're worried about just playing the guys they gave a lot of money to, Jay Knott be playing a lot more. And again, but I don't blame parents for.
I don't blame them for being upset.
Kids.
It was an ugly game. It was ugly. I'm not gonna lie. I, for the first time ever, said switch quarterbacks. I haven't done that all year. You can watch all of our videos. I have not done that all year. We've straight up said exactly what Chad said. And Chad, for once, when in the text back, he was like, maybe, like, the way this is going right now, you might need to try something different.
But it's just, man, when you make a change like that, I don't think people understand like that what it does to a team. Like you are highlighting, or just you are not foreshadowing. You are announcing to the team that we have your quarterback can't get it done, and your quarterback is your leader. Whatever that is. He is your leader on the team, and when you start showing doubt in him, it can affect everybody in a way that is not healthy. And it's such a big thing to do. And I think a lot of it goes into the interceptions are bad, and it goes into why they were made. The tip ball, obviously. But if it's things that can be fixed in terms of just a progression thing, then you're good. And again, you saw him later come into the game, and he made throws.
And I go back to, I feel like a lot of the reasons why they never pulled John is because of what they did last year.
Right.
With the pull, you're in, now you're pulled. Like, right. I think that's part of the reason why that was. But again, I don't know. We're not at practices. We're not getting paid millions of dollars to do this. We're fans that sometimes, we make emotional tweets, or we make our own guesses or assumptions or what we want. And again, like we said, there's people out there that were tweeting they want Brent Venables gone on high emotions. We've never been those people. We've always been Brent Venables believers. And like Chad said, it's like, I believe in John, but like he also stresses me out. He's like, I believe in him because I see him make these plays. I see him in these you have to have it situations that he had, like he does it. But it's just where the drawback is just why is it not?
Yeah.
Why does it have to get to that point?
Right.
And hopefully over the next 3 weeks they can watch some film, get healthy, figure that out, because we're going to a playoff. And hopefully we get to host it at home. But honestly, maybe we need an away game. Maybe this team just enjoys silencing home crowds or more than they enjoy the home crowd in Norman. I don't know. Whatever it takes for them.
Real quick, we have 1,350 watching or views, at least. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, please like the post or comment down there if you can. Who your MVP was would be nice. But if you're watching on YouTube, please like the video. We'd like to get 50 likes on this if we can. And it just really helps us out. And comment
if you're watching on X, it's going to take you no time at all to hop over to YouTube. Oklahoma at the Voice of College Football. You'll see the live and you'll like it and you can comment. And it would just really, really help us spread the word. We're up to 34 likes? Come on, 16 of you out of over 1,300. Come on.
Oh, sorry about that. I just wanted to, just because he's been good at commenting, he asked a question about do I think that with the tempo, his Wazoo offense. I do think there's just a difference in the type of offenses that work in the SEC and that don't. They're just so much.
Also, the defenses you're playing.
They're so much better than what he faced. That's why, again, I hate to sound like the SEC bias guy because I used to talk bad about it, the Big 12, but it really is every single week you're playing NFL level talent. At least a couple guys on the other side. But was the 30-second like hit the button? You bunch of weirdos. Thank you, man.
Hit the like button, you bunch of weirdos.
131. That we really appreciate it. Last thing, playoffs real quick. Who do we think is in? Some people asked if Texas is going to be in. I don't think they are. Although they did beat A&M, that's a fantastic win. You can't lose to Florida like they did. Do I think it's dumb that they're getting penalized for the Ohio State loss? You lost to them, but they're the number one team, or I guess they were number 2 at the time. Listen, they're 9-3. It's going to be hard to get a 9-3 team in right now. It just is. Now, if your criteria is the 12 best teams, I think they are playing like one of the best teams in the country right now. They're very good on defense. Arch is playing better. He's really figured out what his role is on the team, as much as I hate saying
Fortunately, we've figured out it's not the 12 best.
It's not. It's the 12 most deserving, including the DEI intro or whatever team, the G5 team. Now, would love to see North Texas make it and beat Tulane. That's going to be – I didn't mean to get
Why
political.
Why did you say that?
I don't know. I shouldn't have done that. Would love to see North Texas make it. Would be awesome. They're going to beat Tulane. North Texas is going to get dog walked when they get in the playoff. They just are. Not anything bad about North Texas. They just don't have the athletes. It's a different level of football. Mm-hmm. But, obviously Morris and Messamaker going to Oklahoma State. Yeah. Cool.
The ACC needs to forfeit their playoff spot team too.
What would Ohio State's record look like if they had OU schedule? I think that they'd be probably around to me, they remind me of Georgia. They're very talented on both sides of the ball. They probably are a little bit. They're better on defense than Georgia is, so they might be. They're not
I
going to
still
go
think
undefeated.
Ohio
though.
State would be. Yeah, no, I don't
They
think that.
They would still be a playoff
I
team.
think
They'd be a 10-win team.
I think where you
probably.
can question is like where would like Oregon be if they had our schedule?
Ohio State's got that's what is different about Ohio State and maybe Penn State normally is the D lines. Penn State struggles on the skill positions, and we're about to wrap up here in a sec. But I think that they would still be good. I think maybe 1 to 2 losses maybe because of just how talented everyone else is. But
what's the YouTube channel?
I will comment
Oklahoma at the voice of college football.
And I will try to put this in here and see if it works. I put the link in there. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but hopefully it does. There is a chance that I think we're going to play Notre Dame, which is going to be cool to see. I think we match up well against Notre Dame. It's the matchup that I think is most, in terms of first bounds, and I always say it's at the G5. That goes without saying. It's the matchup that I think we'll do the best against because they are a run-first team. They want to run the ball. Their identity is running the ball. Our identity is you're not going to run on us. And we have stopped every team that has tried for the most part, except for maybe a busted play here and there. We're going to play – if we play Notre Dame, we'll play all 3 Doak Walker or finalists, which are all 3 of the best running backs in the country. It'll be Kyron Lacey, Ahmad Hardy, and then Jeremiah Love. All 3 great backs, great running backs. But, look what we did with the other 2. And, again, you're going to look at the rush yards against Ole Miss. It is a Trinidad Chambliss running like he did at that position is a problem. And Julian, when you look at the quarterbacks we might face, C.J. Carr isn't going to do that. Julian Sade isn't really that guy. You might get it from Georgia's quarterback who I'm blanking on right now. Why can I not think of his name? Thank you so much. Gunnar Stockton.
It's normally the other way around.
Yeah, I just couldn't think of it. You're not going to get that in a lot of these other teams except if you face Ole Miss again. In terms of who I think gets left out, Miami I think's left out. I think that Texas is left out, obviously. And what's messed up is I think they might do a deal where they rank Texas like 12th for be the first team out, or maybe 11th and 12th, whatever it is. Be the first team out. But
where are we at with Vandy?
They finished 10-2, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Again, so it's going to be interesting. Now, what do you do with Vandy? Someone mentioned, I think, Tennessee's going to let Heupel go. No, they won't let Heupel go. Heupel brought them back from irrelevancy for a few years there. He is the most successful coach they've had. They didn't play well tonight. Got beat by a team that Vanderbilt's not bad, man. Yeah, this is a good point. And I think we're going to, after this, we got to go get dinner too.
Yeah, my baby Smith's hungry.
Echo Jar 3047 says, I think people are forgetting that we have a first year in the SEC dudes on offense against a very tough gauntlet against a lot of top defenses with injuries. I refuse to cry about this too. I think that's a good way to put it. It is a point that I think a lot of people overlook about how difficult our schedule is, and we play the best side. If we had Texas' schedule, I think we look a lot better than most people, and I think almost fool's gold better. Because I think we play defenses like Arkansas. No offense to our friends in Arkansas,
Kentucky,
but we're going to play teams. We're not playing the best defenses. Mizzou is one of the best defenses. LSU has a really, really, really good defense. Alabama's is down this year, but
it's still Bama. They're still probably going to win the SEC.
Yeah, and so they have we played the gauntlet, the hardest you can be. But yo, what's up, Smiths? Not much. Sooner fam 13. Hope you're doing well. Someone said here, my gosh, Oklahoma offense is hot garbage. Oklahoma will get left out with the all-week performance.
We literally have a 99 point.
We're not getting left out.
We're not getting left out.
I hate to say that to you. We're not. Now, offense does look like hot garbage.
Yeah, like
you ain't telling us anything we don't know. But it's not garbage enough to lose right now. So that's all.
All right, then someone else said Texas would beat us around. Maybe, and they already did. But guess what? One of the teams is going to the playoff.
The Sooner Fam 13. If you want to throw a link in, you're okay to do that. We'll allow it. If you want it for the hoodies and stuff, I know that you guys have.
Here's my thing with the Texas argument. I get what's crazy is you literally just said they're playing like one of the best teams. Mm-hmm. Like you just gave them a compliment, but unfortunately, you lost to Florida.
Yeah.
Like, and if we had lost to LSU today, do you think Texas fans would have been saying, well, Oklahoma should still get in because they have their record of all these wins? No. Right. And no OU fan would be saying that. If we lost to LSU today, we would have said we are out.
Right.
And we wouldn't we scheduled Michigan. And again, we scheduled Ohio State in 2017. So we had a bad loss with Baker. Wait, 2017, what year was that? That helped us. That we went into the shoe and beat them. Yep. Back when it was a 14 playoff. So again, it's just sorry. They're not getting left out.
Dude, I love this. I love the comments. Y'all barely scored 17. BB Rich. First off, I want to know who you're a fan of. Y'all barely scored 17 against a bum LSU team. First off, I don't know why. Our offense
Thanks for
isn't
watching,
good.
though. Hey, we appreciate
Our offense is isn't good.
you
And
watching.
you failed the eye test. Watch the committee drop. They won't drop us. The committee's definitely not dropping us. The committee does use an eye test, which is kind of annoying because Notre Dame should not be. Notre Dame has beaten no good teams except USC, who is not good. They're about to lose to UCLA, which would be. By the way, what if USC loses to UCLA? That's the one good win Notre Dame has. They were ranked like 17th when they beat them.
They're not going to keep the brand Notre Dame out. They never do. They never
watched their
will.
good win then. That's hilarious. Yeah, but look, OU's going to be 1,500 people. Probably, I think the most we've had.
I'm assuming it's a Texas fan. Hey, if you had beat Florida by 4, you'd also be in the playoff, but you didn't. So
yeah, again, don't lose to Florida.
But again, thanks for watching. We appreciate all the comments, even the ones that disagree with us.
Also, I was hoping they would get in because I wanted to play them again because I think we beat Texas. I think we're better. I think we just beat them. We don't have 3 turnovers. Obviously, we talked about it after that game, but there's a lot of things we did that just ended it for us. The block in the back punt return was absolutely a travesty. 1 touchdown on a hold in which R. Mason Thomas almost gets decapitated by the left arm of the lineman that they don't call. Whatever.
But regardless.
But yeah. There is a time in which to be mad and angry, get into the playoff. There's a lot of time over the next 3 weeks that we'll have shows and talk about what we need to do, especially whenever we see our matchup. As always, we say every week, thank you all so much for joining. You all rock. It is a pleasure, honor to be able to do this after every game and to have people that actually want to watch us and kind of support us, man. We really appreciate it. Yeah. If you get the chance, talk to your loved ones, tell them hi. If you can, that's a blessing in and of itself. There is a lot of different things that are going to go on over the next few weeks, but it's nice to get the team a break. It's nice to have.
It's nice. My birthday on Tuesday. I'll still be happy. Hopefully,
my wife's birthday on Tuesday. It'll be awesome. And there are times in which, oh man, we got a super chat. We got to answer. If Alabama wins out, do you think Notre Dame gets moved down? Oh gosh, that's a good question. Well.
Notre Dame should already be moved down, period, because they're being rewarded for good losses, which are not looking like good losses anymore.
Right.
So, I don't know, dude.
Let me see what this – hold on 1 sec. What was the last bracket? I got to make sure I know what.
The last bracket Notre Dame was at 9, I believe.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure who is behind them now. I'm just not – I want to make sure I remember correctly here. All right. It was so Notre Dame's at 9. You have Alabama at 8. Well, they would definitely jump Notre Dame if they win the SEC.
No, they have us at 8.
You have Alabama at 10. My bad. Notre Dame at 9. They definitely jump Notre Dame at 9 if they win the SEC. I don't think they want. The committee's shown that if you win the head-to-head, they're not going to let you. I don't think they would jump Oklahoma simply because they lost the head-to-head.
Texas A&M's going to drop.
Yeah, you might.
They're not going to be 2 anymore.
Yeah, you might get a OU Alabama game again. I'd rather play Notre Dame in a heartbeat than Alabama again. But I just, I'm not a fan of. I want to play. I'm not as worried about Notre Dame as I am.
Also, they have Georgia at 4. So if Alabama wins, then Georgia could drop.
That was Mr. Dilligaff 1980. By the way, thank you for that.
I'm saying they have Georgia at 4. So if Alabama beats Georgia again, they're likely to drop 2. So then 2 and 3 are also dropping.
Yeah, and then what's interesting, I'm gonna call you Dilligaff, is if UCLA ends up winning, which I don't think they will. It's only at halftime or last time I checked. That really does hurt the USC brand in terms of this year, and I think it really does put it kind of is a shot at that great win they had at USC, and that's literally the only win that's holding them up right now because they lost the only other 2 good teams they played. Mm-hmm. They've dog-walked the terrible, horrible schedule they have, which is putrid. It's unbelievably bad. But there are just a lot of people on the committee that I think, like T said, see the golden helmet and they just see the tradition and be honest with you, the ratings they get when Notre Dame plays, and they want them to be in. So they're going to do whatever they can to have them continue to be in. You guys rock. Please like the video. Please throw a comment in the video after we're done streaming.
Live. Yeah. Yes. Please go throw a comment.
Retweet, please, if you can. We really, really appreciate it. I've got to get my wife and our baby something to eat. They are starving. I am so thankful that you guys have joined us every week this season. We hope we've improved. We think we have. Josh, thank you for hopping on. If you ever see this when you could, it really helps out. And you guys,
those of you that don't know, we will be back live on Monday.
On Monday, yep.
We will be here to preview.
Really, we'll probably just recap and
talk playoffs. I was going to say preview playoffs, preview, because of that tomorrow. Do they do the selection tomorrow?
No, after the conference title games.
Oh, right, duh. I forget that we have one more week of that. So man. And then Josh will be live on Tuesday. He also throws content out on Thursdays, and he might throw some content at you guys tomorrow as well. Josh is the real MVP here. We're just a sideshow.
You guys rock. End of the day, hate on the one side of the ball if you want. Hate on the offense. They need to improve a lot. But at the end of the day, you're a playoff team. You're one of the 12 that make it. And it is a successful season. I'm so happy for Brent Venables. I'm so happy for all the players that fought through all that earlier in their career. It rocks, man. It rocks to be an Oklahoma Sooner right now, which is so much fun to say.
It's nice to win.
It's a nice change from last year. Again, you guys rock. God bless you. Corey Alexander, I tweeted it out. If you look up at the comments, I'll put it up one more time just because for my boy here as well. It's called reddirtshirts.com. Go to this website. They should be available. You should be able to order one from there. reddirtshirts.com.
All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the games. Have a good rest of your maybe holiday weekend if you're seeing family, and we will see you on Monday.
Yep.